Hi, my name is Hannah Curlin, and today I will be introducing our monarch, Sofia Arbelaez. Sofia, what a cool nickname for Sofia, right? When we were on the same basketball team in the 3rd grade, I truly envied Sofia's name and spent every second of basketball practice brainstorming how I too could have a nickname of the same degree of coolness. Han? No. Nah? No. Well, I accepted that my name would just have to be plain old Hannah. I refused to accept Sofia as Sofia. So, instead, I decided to grasp every opportunity I could to subtly call her Sofia. So, Sofia, how was your day? I would sneakily ask. But as soon as she responded, little Hannah realized she had made a huge mistake. She was actually nice. Nice as in the most genuinely kind human a person could encounter. 9 years later, Sofia is an outstanding athlete, mock star, student, but most importantly, I'm proud and beyond honored to call her my friend. From playing queen of the court at basketball to serving as the queen of the court at St. Mary's, Sofia is an integral component to the class of 2023. Now, peasants. We have happened upon a royal decree, and it is your civic duty not only to listen, but to love, and it would be impossible not to. Please put your hands together for Queen Sofia.
In the world of cancer research, driver events mark the point at which certain critical genetic mutations occur. These mutations provide a growth advantage to cells and can initiate the formation of cancer. Driver events, in other words, leave the body vulnerable to transformation. I had the privilege to learn about driver events this summer when I worked as an intern at St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. While there, I realized that driver events, points of critical change, have occurred in my life too. In my case, it was the 5 years I spent living abroad in Sao Paulo, Brazil. When I found out I was moving from Memphis to Sao Paulo, my 11-year-old mind instantly filled with nightmarish images of how my life would be. I would sleep in a cot in a rotting cabin on the banks of the Amazon. I would canoe to school. My diet would consist of nuts and berries, and Wi-Fi would definitely be out of the picture. I had strung together bits and pieces of media and fantasy to form an expectation of Brazil, but I was wildly incorrect. I was greeted instead by a city of 20 million people from all around the world, a sea of high-rises, delicious cuisine, fast internet, and a car rather than a canoe. Instead of cowering away from my new environment, I decided to embrace it. Living in Sao Paulo was a study in contrasts. It was a complicated, beautiful mess. While a few enjoyed high fashion, penthouses, and Michelin-starred cuisine, millions suffered in extreme poverty in favelas just blocks away. While the crowds could be intimidating, they were often full of an intense love of soccer and colorful celebrations during Carnival. I immediately fell in love with the city despite and because of its complexities and contradictions. In this way, the city was a reflection of myself. I, too, am not easily defined. I am the daughter of a Colombian immigrant father, and I speak 3 languages. In Memphis, I am sometimes considered downright exotic. In Sao Paulo, I was the only American in my grade of multi-ethnic and multilingual peers. Although nervous and self-conscious in the beginning, I soon found my place by pushing myself to meet new people and to make what were, at first, really terrible attempts at Portuguese. Through awkward mistakes and embarrassing mistranslations, my international classmates and I soon found common ground. Our conversations soon ebbed and flowed between languages, sports rivalries, and cultural traditions. Through my peers, I began to see the beauty in my own mix of cultural identity. In Brazil, discovery, both internal and external, was unavoidable. It struck me almost daily that the foundational understanding that I had built my life around, my general idea of how things were supposed to be, was incomplete. In Memphis, my universe was full of y'alls, yes sirs, and no ma'ams, the Memphis Grizzlies, barbecue, SEC football, and drives down Poplar Avenue. Yet in Brazil, I was exposed to new ideas, cultures, life trajectories, intersectionalities, and definitions of fulfillment that existed far outside of my own. I realized that I had, and still have, so much more to learn. It was my choice to explore and immerse myself in all of this newness that ultimately expanded my worldview. Just as every driver event takes root inside of the person that experiences it, Brazil is a part of me. Living abroad transformed me in ways I'm still discovering. Not only did it amplify my already present curiosity, but it revealed the power of my own choice in response to change. By assuming agency over my outlook, growth, and learning, I maximize the value of my experiences. Through challenging myself, I have been and continue to be a catalyst for positive change, a driver event, in my own life, in my studies, and in the lives of others. Now I know what you're thinking. Fia, I've not lived abroad, and I might not ever. What does this have to do with me? And to that I say a lot. If you're willing to be wrong, willing to challenge yourself, and willing to grow, it doesn't matter where you live. St. Mary's is unique in that it is full of so many different cultures, religions, languages, sexualities, and backgrounds. There are so many opportunities to learn all around you, not only in your classes, but in club meetings, fireside chats, and in the people sitting right next to you in chapel. So here is the challenge I am leaving you with. For however much time you have left at St. Mary's, learn as much as you can. Learn from your teachers, administrators, friends, and strangers. Learn by challenging yourself. Learn by going to a club meeting without your friends or by talking to the person you think is weird or intimidating. Learn by watching your incredibly talented classmates act in the play or play in the game. Learn by opening your heart and mind to those who think differently than you do. Learn by being a little more curious. And learn because you are lucky to be here. The whole point is, you have power over your learning and your worldview. You too can seek out and be open to new ideas, perspectives, and people, no matter where you are. You have the power to be your own driver event. Thank you.